Hey guys, thanks for watching. My buddy Matt and I are heading up north in central Ontario. We're going to be doing some ice climbing tomorrow and some fat bike riding in the meantime, whatever we can fit it in, sort of thing. Matt's very excited about his new van. He had a Jeep Renegade for a couple years, and he's an outdoors guy like me, so he sold the Renegade to do his long dream of having a camper van. And we're in a Dodge ProMaster, is that what this is? Yeah, so we're in a Dodge ProMaster, and Matt just got it, and he was so excited to come on this trip and get it and take the van, because originally we were going to maybe sleep out in a canvas tent, but we decided to go with the van. So Matt's been coming up with plans for the van and different things, and we don't have it insulated, and we don't have it, there's no heater and there's no insulation in it, so.
Pretty bare bones.
So in case you don't recognize Matt, he came on Crank the Shield with me. Put out a video of that, well, it'd be last year. I took my son Pierce, and Matt went with a few other friends of ours. So he's actually been on a video of mine before. Matt's a big cyclist, so we do a lot of cycling together. Matt's on another level than me, so he's got some big trips planned with this van, and he's designing the van around carrying his bikes in the back. So right now we have our fat bikes in the back. Underneath the bed platform, which is kind of a common setup and layout for these type of vans. So he's going to be using it a lot for that. So it didn't take long for the weather to pick up. We got roads that are completely covered in snow now. The wind is picking up. Snow's coming down hard, so we haven't got to camp yet. When we do, we'll be getting things set up, and we're going to go for a bike ride regardless. We got to get out. We didn't come all this way for nothing, so we'll get organized, get our gear on, go for a bike ride. Getting a fire and cooking over the fire tonight should be interesting, so we'll see how that goes. But we gotta cook over the fire. We don't have anything to cook in the van with, so one way or another we're gonna have to set something up. That'll be a challenge. And tomorrow morning is supposed to be windy, so we'll see how we do it all.
It'll be an adventure.
All about the adventure.
Oh, so we're not too far tonight.
This is our campsite for the night. It's been really comfortable in there, and we basically just got dressed. Matt's getting his bike together. I got mine set up. Got an extra shell and another down jacket in there in case something happens, get cold or whatever. But it's a beautiful night. Snow's coming down, but the trails look good. Oh, that was an awesome ride. We did about 20K. Snow's coming down on the way back. It was much harder to get back here. so it's supposed to snow all night. So we're gonna have a lot of snow to deal with tomorrow morning. But I'm back in the van, really comfortable. I'm gonna get changed. I'm sweaty, so I'm gonna get some clean, dry clothes on. I brought some really warm down parka and some down snow pants because I'm going to go outside and make a fire because we're going to cook some steaks and potatoes for dinner. It's about 8 o'clock, 8:30, so we're eating late. I want to get rolling with that. So if you don't winter camp and you think people that play out in the snow are crazy, you got to get out. There's so much to do. We had a fun night tonight. Riding in the snow and the scenery, it's just gorgeous. The things you can do, cross-country skiing, get out on a bike, we're gonna do some ice climbing. It's there's so much to do in the wintertime. You just got to use your imagination, prepare for it, dress for it, get some lights, extend your day. Just because it's dark out doesn't mean you can't go out and do stuff, right? So go on a hike, go cross-country skiing in the dark. It's not a big deal. Just be safe, dress for it, prepare, and let people know where you are so you don't get lost out there. But enough chatting, time to make some dinner. It's turned out to be a late night. Matt's getting changed in the van. I got a fire going. Matt's done a really great job of setting up the van where he's got some ropes strung out that we can dry our clothes, and after a bike ride, all our base layers and that sort of thing are drying off. There's lots of lights in the van. He's just hung up some inexpensive LED lights that charge on batteries, so he hasn't really had a chance to do any wiring and stuff. It's been kind of interesting talking to Matt about van life and everything else, so he's pretty excited to do it. But I think like anybody else, you get a blank slate and it's overwhelming to think of all the options and things you can do, as we talked about on the way up here. Pretty interesting and exciting to think of all the things you can do. It's a great setup just to roll up and be comfortable and have some shelter and not have to set up a tent. So I certainly can see the appeal to that. But I'm waiting for the fire to burn down, and I'm gonna throw my grill over there and cook up our steaks. I'm gonna have a beer in a minute. The potatoes are in the fry pan. I'm gonna heat those up, and when we sit down, it's gonna be snowing all night, so it's kind of tough to do some filming. So probably gonna be it for the filming tonight. And we're just gonna sit back and enjoy dinner because it's been a long day. We've been at it since 6 in the morning, and by the time we get to bed, it'll probably be close to 11. And we got a long day tomorrow, so we're gonna shut the camera off, and we'll talk to you later. This is just all snowfall from overnight. I have a real concern that we're not going to be able to even get out of here. All right, good morning. It's been a chaotic trip already, not in a bad way. We got in late last night, and we were excited to get biking, so we did some great trails. The conditions were awesome last night, and just the snow hasn't stopped. So even from while we were biking, when we left and when we got back, there was a dramatic increase in the amount of accumulation we had. And today we woke up, and I'm honestly a little stressed about getting out of here. Matt's van is a front-wheel drive, and we got like a foot of snow to get through here, hopefully on this this road that doesn't get used a lot and certainly is not getting plowed. So one of two things is going to happen. We're going to finish our coffee here. Matt's just made us some nice coffee. He's a connoisseur in that respect, and we're going to have this without getting too stressed. We got the van running, and we're going to shovel a little bit in front of the van, get a running start, and hopefully get some momentum and be able to get out of here. If we don't, I don't know what we're going to do. It's a long hike to the climbing spot from here, so realistically I don't think we'll be able to do that. And there's so much snow, even biking would be tough to enjoy with all the snow. So we'll see. Sit back, I'll give you the van tour from Matt's setup. It's worked really well last night. We slept great. I don't think it got really cold last night. I think the forecast called for just to drop down to like -9 or something like that Celsius. So it was more than comfortable in here. We got the heater running because we're warming up the van for our hopefully maiden voyage through the snow. So it's comfortable in here now. But when we woke up, it wasn't bad. And I was worried about condensation here. We didn't have any of the windows open or no vents. There's no vents in this van. But yeah, we woke up. There's no condensation on the ceiling sometimes, like you get in tents in the winter and stuff. So maybe it's just big enough to circulate enough around. But it worked out really well. All right, so that's our morning setup there. There's Matt.
Morning, guys.
How you doing, buddy?
Not bad.
So no, it worked out great, buddy. The setup that you got. Matt has a little bed here. I'll show you maybe better later, but basically that cot unfolds. He slept on the floor down there. I slept up top here, and he's got a blanket to cover the driver's area of the thing, so that worked out well. And overall, everything worked out pretty good, I think. So we have a real concern that we're not going to be able to get out of here. We got a little bit of a drive to get to the spot where we got to hike in for our ice climbing expedition today. Don't know how the snow is going to affect us getting out of here, crossing through the forest and the lakes to get to the ice climb, and then what the conditions will be like on the ice with all the snow. So there's a lot of unknowns. It could ultimately all be a lot of work for nothing, or we won't know until we try. But right now I'm going to clear out as much of a run as we can get with the van to try to get to the road where it looks like the snow's been packed down. The good thing about the snow is it's very light, fluffy, it's super cold, so that'll help getting the van through hopefully. So before we get too excited, we gotta see if we can get this thing out of here. So I'm out shoveling the snow. That's on something more important. He's making coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got some Chance coffee from Windsor, Ontario.
Nice.
So today we've got the Guatemalan Nuevo Armenia. It's a plum, butterscotch, and red grape flavoring. So Scott, man, I hope you enjoy, buddy.
I will. Sounds awesome. We might be in luck. We might be in luck.